Hello everyone, I've got an unboxing video for you today, but not your typical unboxing video. This is an unboxing video of something that's decades old rather than new technology. It's a Commodore Amiga 1200 or an A1200. More specifically, it's my A1200. I bought it in 1993 from Mr. Disc in Birmingham City Centre, an establishment that's long since gone. And I bought it just before I started university. And it served me very well at university. I typed up all my lecture notes on it. I played a few games. Pinball Fantasies was a favourite of mine, I seem to remember. And during the year I lived off campus, I was even able to check my emails using this because I had a modem that I could use to dial into the university systems and use NCOM or Term or whatever it was to check my email, which was pretty good going for 1994. I don't think that's in here though, because from what I remember it packed up and I got rid of it. But what used to happen, I'd finish my term, I'd put it in its box, I'd seal it up, I'd take it home. When I got home, I took it out of its box. When I went back to university, I put it back in its box, and that happened until 1997, when I finished university. A few weeks later, I started my first job at Unisys, and they gave me a laptop. A PC, my first PC, and as far as I can remember, that was the last time that this box has been opened in 1997. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can find. I've got some kind of vague memories as to what's in there, but let's take a look, shall we? So, got some scissors. Here we go. And actually, before we open the box, let's just take a look at the box itself. So there's a couple of things on here. First of all, I notice it says earlier, assembled in Scotland of foreign and domestic components. Now, the label is silent as to whether a component that came from England would be foreign or domestic, but I thought that was an interesting little bit of text. And also we've got here, a bit more interestingly perhaps, the original sticker on the box, which tells me that this product code is AMC 1527, and this was part of the Amiga 1200 Race and Chase pack with a 127 megabyte hard drive installed. I don't remember, and I remember the Race and Chase pack coming with, I think it was Nigel Mansell's racing game, not a game I remember particularly fondly, maybe you have a different view. And I don't remember it ever coming with a slipcover, you know, like more of an advertising thing, but maybe I'm wrong about that. But I looked it up online what it looked like, it didn't ring any bells. So as far as I'm aware, it came like this. Right, let's take a look, shall we? That's right, these little tab things come open. Let's see what we have. Right, here we go. Whoa, okay. We have got, and honestly, this is the first time I've opened this since I think 1997. We've got an A1200 user's guide. Oh, I didn't know this was in here. This is the manual for my Philips CM8833 Mark II monitor, which is sadly no longer with us, something which I bitterly regret. The manual for Workbench 3, a rather worse for wear mouse mat from someone called Micro Dealer. Let's look at the peripherals first. Wow, look at that. Wow. There's a joystick. This is a Quick-Joy supercharger. Reminds me a little bit of the QuickShot 2 Turbo. Similar sort of styling there. And another joystick. We have I don't remember this one at all, an Alpha Ray joystick from Xeron. There's a little serial number on the bottom there. Standard 9-pin D connector on that. And we have the techno sound Amiga stereo sampling cartridge. Now I do remember this. I think my mouse, my original stock Commodore mouse wore out, so I bought a different one. That's the mouse. This is a, not many distinguishing features on this one. I seem to remember I bought it mail order, as you had to at the time. No, I do remember this. This is the Omega Project's sound enhancer, which you connected the, which round it was now, where's the input? Oh yeah, that's the output. So you connected these into the audio output of the Amiga, and you connected this to whatever you wanted to put the audio out of. And it enhanced the sound. It was really good. What else we got in here? Oh, some audio cables. And the power supply. And I think, yeah, this is the monitor cable. Oh, and something else as well. Apparently some more audio cables. So, let's have a look at this. Now, we've got the original polys, and I hope you can make that out. We've got the original polys in the box. And also, I seem to remember this is the original bag that the computer came in, and I kept that because I thought it was good to protect it. Oh, one more thing. I've forgotten this folder here. Look at that. It's a second disk drive. I think this one I bought also mail order. Not much on it. It had a particularly good review in Amiga Shopper, as I remember, except they didn't like these cooling vents. Right, now for the machine itself. Let's see how it's fared. There you go. So let's have a look at it. A little bit dusty in places, but I would say it's retained its original colour reasonably well. I don't think there'd be any real need to retro bright it. Maybe just give it a good clean. But yeah, there you go. And it's oh yes, look at that! My goodness me. There's an original sticker from Mr. Disc on there. I don't know if you can make that out. It says Mr. Disc, 127 meg, and we have a warranty sticker. And underneath that, I think, is the original warranty sticker. I don't remember this Amiga ever having been opened up. So, I'm not sure, but that doesn't look like an original, so I'm not sure. I don't think there's anything in the trapdoor slot. And what do we have here? Yeah, just the sticker from Commodore, model A1200, made in UK. There it is again. Well, oh, and one little uninvited guest. We've got a little spider as well. So, I hope you enjoyed that little trip down memory lane as much as I did, and thanks for watching. And join me in part 2 when I try and turn the thing on.
Hello, I better unshrink my head. Ooh, hello. How are you all doing? I hope you're all well. That was UKTechBloke.com, also known as Peter. And he sent me that video via Patreon. He's just started his YouTube channel. And I thought it would be a nice way to start the stream off. So, here in the chat is the link to his channel. Let me check that is the right link. That's the link. Yeah, that's the link to the video we've just watched. So if you want to go and subscribe and follow that series, see the big turning on of the Amiga 1200, then please do. And good evening, everyone. We've got Grant, we've got Error 42, Kaizio, the Rushton. Oh, LJ45 Chimera is here again. Hello, sir. The Himble, Johan, Christian, Costado, Mike, Bitter Blitter, Retro Box Room, and then the same names repeatedly. Good to see you all. Richard's here, hello. So today we are continuing yesterday's S Day. We're doing it a little bit earlier today because I'm due to go for a run today and it's so damn hot here in the UK, or at least where I am, that I thought I'd do the stream early. Oh, there's a Lily in the chat, hello, and a Jamie. I thought I'd do the stream early so that the evening can cool down before I go out for a run. We've got Laura in the chat, we've got Nulani, hello. So, and as with yesterday, it will be a 1 hour long stream. We will cut off at an hour because I think that's just better for everyone. And if that means we have to do this for more days, then so be it. We will keep on going until we get to that Z day. So, let's begin with our good friend Tim. And do you know what? It's S. I think we all know what franchise Tim is going to pick a game from. Surely. Let's find out.
Hi, Tim here. Very excited. We've reached the letter S, and there's some great S games. Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario World, Sonic, Skid Marks, and there's some great Star Wars games as well.
Of course, it's Star Wars,
the Old Republic RPG. But actually, I'll do something slightly different today. Instead of hiding behind the camera, I'm going to address you directly.
Oh.
And I'm going to use the words that were open the trailer from 1976 for a movie that took the world by storm back then. I was 11 years old, and I really hadn't seen anything like it before. And so it's both a movie and a game that goes with it that brings back incredible memories. So yeah, for once you're going to see me in person.
Somewhere in space, this may all be happening right now. 20th Century Fox and George Lucas, the man who brought you American Graffiti, now bring you an adventure unlike anything on your planet. Star Wars.
Good start, standing by.
Cool helmet, very cool. Oh, this is on your arcade cabinet.
I'm looking about that. Don't do anything.
I think the double finger clicking is going on there. Got to use both triggers.
Good start. I'm going in.
Such a great game. You have got to use two fingers, Philip. Four fingers, in fact, two in each hand. Rob would like to know where Tim got the cabinet. I don't know if Tim's watching. It might be a little bit of an early stream for Tim. But he is in Discord if you need to ask him. Philip, behave.
Use the force, Luke.
It's going to take us all the way to the exploding Death Star. You haven't got a Discord.
Luke, trust me.
Pillock, would you be so kind, when you're not making filthy jokes, to at Tim in Discord and just ask him where he got his cabinet from? Just so that we can let Rob know. Lovely stuff. It's a great
Tim.
game.
Very excited.
Shush, Tim. Calm down. It looks great. I'm assuming that's an LCD on the modern cabinet there, the new cabinet. But it looks great on it. And it also looks great when you come across it. There's always one at Play Expo. On the proper original arcade. I seem to remember they have a stand-up one. And sometimes there's a sit-in one. It just looks amazing. And those voice samples as well. Fantastic. So, Tim gets us off to a storming start. Let's go and see what Aidan has.
You'd think I would, but no. It's the 80s. You pop down to your local arcade with pocket money to spend, listening to the bleep bloop of the machines. When suddenly...
Beware, coward. I am Sinistar.
Interesting choice.
You're in space, and there are ships for you to shoot. But you're not just here to wipe out an enemy fleet, no. You also have to shoot asteroids to mine them for crystals to make bombs. You need lots of crystals and lots of bombs, because something big is under construction, and your teeny lasers can't hope to scratch it.
There's a little
After
bit
a
of
short
so many
while.
games in this, isn't there?
Beware, I live.
Right, calm down, mate.
The only things that can destroy the Sinistar are the bombs you've made from collecting asteroid crystals, and it takes 13 of them.
Hello, Dan.
Coward.
Meanwhile, the enemy ships are still there trying to kill you too. The Sinistar has just one weapon, its mouth. If it gets too close, you are lunch.
Beware, I live.
This
Hello,
game is
Baz.
hard as nails and was designed as a money pit, more so than many arcade games at the time. Its brilliant optical joystick, which was digital but had 3 different sensors in each direction, allowing analog-like control, as well as the frightening appearance of the bad guy itself, coupled with those thunderous samples in 1983, made this one hell of a standout.
He's really
An enhanced
roaring.
remake for PC was made many, many years later, and it's actually a lot of fun. Give it a go. Also, Sinistar likes to party when the murdering is done.
Beware, I live.
Thank you, Aidan. An unexpected finish there. Gonna have to go and listen to the whole track. Lovely stuff. I really am surprised that Aidan didn't go for Sonic, knowing what a big Sonic fan he is. Beware, he dances. Let's go to Russ. Here he is. Let's give him some volume. Heidi ho, Russ.
What ho, cave dwellers.
Oh, what ho?
It was my intention to do
Not Heidi ho. Heidi ho, Russ. Heidi ho. Let's do that again.
what ho, cave dwellers. It was my intention to do something a little bit different today and actually show you a legitimate copy of a game for my Amiga. But sadly, listen to what happens when I put disc 1 in the drive.
Oh,
It's
no.
quite sad. That is the sound of my Amiga saying no, no. As in, don't want it. Disc is knackered. Very disappointed. Have to go with the dirty emulation
Might
once
as well be a
again.
piece of toast in there. Didn't want to interrupt that tune, but that's the game over sound. I believe it's ripped off from a Miami Vice episode.
But first, how about a game that I actually know will run still after 30 years?
Go on, Stunt Car Racer.
Come on.
You can do it.
Come on.
Do it for Jeff.
There we go. Yes, it's Stunt Car Racer. Now, as far as I'm aware, this was available for the Amiga, the Commodore 64, the Atari ST, the ZX Spectrum, DOS, and the Amstrad CPC. But as far as a 6-year-old me used to think, the Amiga was the only games platform at the time. Single-player league, I think. Oh, fine. Now, this time, I have put my phone in a tripod, so I can actually put both hands on the joystick Here we go.
So we are at Amiga 500 speed here. Yesterday we did see this, but it was silky smooth. It was the quickest race ever. On, I think it was Pillux. Was it Pillux CD32?
Thank you. Yep, many hours spent playing this, and I still enjoy it today. Fantastic stuff. Now you might be thinking, well, what's a chap to do when his Shadow of the Beast 2 discs have completely failed? Well, one turns to the dirty emulation. Go. And yes, I know I need to clean my screen. Don't rub it in.
Thank you. Tim says he got his cabinet imported from the US. That's dedication.
Yes, it is Shadow of the Beast 2.
It is Custado. It's still very playable.
With the Beast Lord slain, many came to the edge of darkness. And here's the animation that I remember seeing the first day we got the Amiga all those years ago. And I still think it's quite impressive for a half meg RAM machine running at 7.5 megahertz. I think that sound there was the baby flying past.
And there's that awesome music. Was it Alistair Brimble? I think it was. Oh no, Tim Lee Wright. Was it Alistair Brimble in the original one?
Here we go.
I'm sure Brimble was involved.
Land of Karamoon. And our protagonist is slightly hidden behind a tree. No idea what he's doing behind there, but if we move to the right a little bit, there he is. He's currently in a state of undress. And there's nothing we can do about that until Shadow of the Beast 3. All of the Shadow of the Beast games had pretty good visuals, and also they were all very hard, but there's one way to get around this. In Shadow of the Beast 2, we press A
dirty
to
cheat.
ask about what, we say 10 pints. Apparently, this one's for you, Roger. The cheat mode is now activated. So now I can stand here. There we go. Should have run while you had the chance.
Cheat, Russ, you're a cheat.
There we go. And yeah, it's incredibly difficult.
Roger that was for.
I don't think anyone could complete this without spending hours and hours and hours actually learning what it is you're supposed to be doing. But that was games at the time. So yeah, it's Shadow of the Beast 2. And not everyone's cup of tea, but I used to like it. Bit of a classic. So yeah, back to you, Neil, in the studio with the stream already in progress.
Thank you, Russ. Yeah, the Shadow of Beast series. I did, and I still load it up from time to time just to listen to the music and have a little run around. But as a game, Shadow of the Beast 1 is not a good game, I have to say. I quite enjoy it on the PC Engine. The timing just seems better on the PC Engine. I can actually hit things before they hit me, because things just appear on the screen out of nowhere so quickly. And it's all about timing, and I can really get that down on the PC Engine, but not so much on the Amiga. Anyway, on to the next game. Oh, we've got to have Russ, Richard, haven't we? We've just had Russ. We've got to have Richard. Okay. I missed our Richard video yesterday, but we didn't have time for them all, so here we go. Oh, good choice. I have this on my shelf. What, are you a Terminator now? Oh, I see what we're doing. Second Swift, Skyrim, Terminated. Oh, another one for Stunt Car Racer. Yes.
Help me back from Man Cave. You're my only hope.
Yes, there's the copyright strike. Is this Terminator Salvation? Oh, Skynet. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, I'd forgotten about Skynet. That was a great FPS. Oh, that's a good memory. Not so sure about the CGI, but the game itself is awesome. Oh, the Scotch egg has exploded. Not yet, Dana. No. Oh, there we go. That's the end. Thank you, Richard. Tremendous effort as always. I'd like to know what editing software you use, Richard, because you seem to be able to churn these videos out at a rapid pace. Where should we go next? Let's go and see. Well, Dana has just said, "Have you done mine yet?" Let's do Dana's. Dana sent us an image. Final Cut Pro. Thank you, Richard. Oh, now I'm surprised nobody chose this one before. Dana has gone for Splatterhouse on the PS3, but of course it goes back a long way before then. She said in yesterday's stream, that's the day before yesterday because I didn't squeeze this in. In response to Resident Evil, you wondered whether any similar games predated Alone in the Dark. Well, yes, there is, and coincidentally it begins with S, so here's a little bonus. While Resident Evil coined the term survival horror, the first game I know considered to fit that definition of subgenre is another Capcom game, a movie license title for the Famicom, Sweet Home. It's presented as an RPG, but it has many of the core elements and ideas behind the staples of survival horror, and we have got a video of Sweet Home. Can you see the video? There is Sweet Home. Look, they're doing the conga. Got like a human centipede thing going on there. On to the meat and potatoes though. Keeping on the horror games, as you've noticed, I have a penchant for them. I present a real gem that seems to have largely gone unnoticed. 2010 Splatterhouse. Released only for PS3 and Xbox 360, Splatterhouse is a reboot of the classic franchise. Let's go back to Splatterhouse because this is not Splatterhouse. Something about an insane lady there. There's some fighting going on. I've never heard of Sweet Home. Never played it. Looks good. Released only for the PS3. Yeah, we did that. As a reboot of the classic franchise. Reimagining it as a modern action-packed 3D brawler filled to the brim with cartoonishly excessive violence and gore. It's a really good game. If you like that sort of God of War thing, with a dark sense of humour about itself. But that's not all. But wait, there's more. There's also included all 3 original games. Oh, that's a bargain. They're unlockable bonuses, but it doesn't take too much effort. The first game is included as the arcade version, while the second and third are Mega Drive games. It's always been a bit of a cult classic, and being able to buy them all in a single package is a real treat. It's so unfortunate that it's never been ported or re-released since, not even on PC. If you can pick it up, it's well worth a try. This game has the Dana seal of approval. Yeah, I do love a bit of Splatterhouse. There's a great version of it that Gary showed me on his not PC Engine. What's he got? Not PCFX, the other one. You know, the one that looks like a PC with the CD drive mounted vertically on the front. Somebody remind my brain. Sharp. No, not the 68,000. No, it's the CD-ROM one. FM Towns. That's what I'm trying to think of. A good version on that. Yeah, Richard's got it. Velociraptor's got it. It's like quiz night again. Okay, where should we go next? Let's see what Rob's got for us. You're up, Rob. There's a little ET there.
S. What game can I review beginning with S?
You're supposed to decide before you start filming.
So many good ones. I just can't choose.
She-Ra. Swap Shop. Oh my good God. Of all the games.
Yeah, sod that. Evening Cave Dwellers. Well, surprisingly, I'm not going to do a Commodore 64 game today. I am, in fact, going to do
Thanks, Richard.
Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64.
Good choice.
This is my original copy that I got in, I think it was 97, 98, I think. And it was in this condition when I bought it. Missing a flap, it's creased.
A likely story.
Not been looked after very well, but it does have the plastic insert and the bag for the cartridge, and of course the manual. And let's have a look at the page count.
Oh, 67.
So yeah, that is my choice for S. So yeah, it's I was more of a Sonic guy growing up. You know, I played Sonic on the Mega Drive, and
also begins with S.
I only really got into Mario when I got a SNES in the mid 90s. I got Super Mario World. I didn't have a NES back then, so when this came up for sale, I think it was £20 I paid for this from a second-hand shop. I just thought I'd get it because it's Mario in 3D. So yeah, there you go. And you know what?
Baz, thank you for the subscription.
I think I might do a challenge.
Oh. Oh no, he's going to go games animal on us.
Now you have said on the show you are the greatest games player in Britain. What went wrong?
Well, I feel like I've been set up really badly here today.
Games Animal, tremendous effort. For those who don't know, Games Animal featured on the TV show Games Master as their expert games player, and he always won the challenges, and then he was given a challenge to beat someone at Super Mario 64 before it had been released in the UK, and the other player had early access to it, had imported it, and Dave hadn't played it, and of course he lost. He just had a massive strop. And he's now on YouTube, Games Animal. He's got his own little channel where he talks about his memories. Let me just bring it up. If I can find it. Games Animal TV. There he is. Still going. With such fine videos as Bikini Babes on beat 'em ups. He went on to spend his career as a tattoo artist. He's covered in tats, and he's got his own tattoo parlour down in Cornwall, I believe. Yeah, the other Dave Perry. So, thank you, Rob. Tremendous effort at the end there. Let's go and see Mr. Yarno. Oh, it's a picture from Yarno. Okay. Sorry if you sent me some text, Yarno. I haven't made a copy of that. So what we've got is summer games on the Atari computers. We've got the consoles, including the Sears Telly games, which was an Atari. Commodore 64. Shrink wrapped? No, just scratched. Not sure. On the 64 disc. that's 1 and 2, and on cassette. And then randomly Shroud of the Avatar, which is the spiritual successor of Ultima. You had to be an early backer, I think, to get a boxed copy. Summer games, great. Winter games, loved the ski jump on Winter games, even though that's not shown here. And is that must be a t-shirt or something that came with it behind. Yeah, I was a fan of those. Lord British returns. Greetings, Avatar. Thank you, Yarno. Fine selection of S's. Where should we go next? Well, I think Nulani was in the chat, so let's see what he's got for us. Oh, that's a fine looking cat. Very smart. A bit of a 1,000-yard stare going on there. Cat's seen some stuff, man. But a very handsome cat. Hello Neil, my submission for the letter S is an educational game. Sophie's World. Sophie's Verden in Norwegian. From 1997, based on the book by the same name. And we've got some screenshots of it as well. Its interface is in some ways reminiscent of a digital encyclopedia of the era, and the gameplay switches between philosophical lectures, that's not a game, philosophical lectures, sometimes in the form of text, sometimes video, and simple puzzles and quizzes, while also slowly unravelling a plot closely based on the original book via emails, letters, and sometimes video. All in all, it managed to capture the spirit of the book quite well. I'll zoom in a bit for you. What is the world made of? Earth, air, water, fire. It was originally published in English, and there are only long play videos available on YouTube. Not sure if the game itself is available legally anywhere anymore. Worth a watch or even a playthrough if you can find a copy. It was released for System 7.5 and Windows 3.1 or 95. Book is worth a read too. I've attached a couple of screenshots. Also, my cat Sophie. Oh, I'm sorry, Sophie. Can't call female cats handsome, can I? A pretty cat. Very pretty cat, Sophie. No relation to the book or game. Stop making me watch this game. Hi, Chrissy. Thank you, Nulani. And as Chrissy has just appeared, Chrissy, you've sent 2 videos, so I will give you a choice. Would you like your S video today or your show and tell today? What would you like me to play? We'll do the other one tomorrow. Just waiting on you, Chrissy. Come on, Chrissy, make a decision. Unless he's gone for a Scotch egg. Oh no, I've lost my connection to chat apparently. Oh no, we're not going to have problems again, are we? No. Ah. Well, I didn't even get a notification that time. I only got a thing pop up to say unable to connect to chat. Usually it tells me I've disconnected, so a bit odd. Sorry about that, everyone. Back in the room. Chrissy says he would like his letter S. So that's what we'll watch. YouTube permitting.
Hi, Chrissy here, and today's category is S.
Oh, we've got some
I've
music.
got quite a few S games, and today I'm going to show you something special.
Ooh.
So, let me get these out of the way, and get the one that I want to show you. This one, Scotch Egg Dizzy for the ZX Spectrum.
This is not a game. You're saying that I'm fuzzy. Is that for everyone? Am I fuzzy for everyone? Or are we okay to continue? Because this you have to see in all its HD glory. You can't have Scotch Egg Dizzy being fuzzy. Yeah, if it's fuzzy, reload. Okay, awesome. I'm going to reload my chat as well. Okay.
Today's category is S. I've got quite a few S games, and today I'm going to show you something special. So, let me get these out of the way, and get the one that I want to show you. This one. Scott Check Dizzy for the ZX Spectrum by
Tremendous
Codemasters.
effort.
Let me get the cassette out of the way. There we go. Lovely. And let's have a look at the inlay and tell you about
Lovely.
the story. Troubles afoot for Dizzy in his biggest and best adventure yet. Meet Dizzy's magic chum, Pillock the Wizard.
Pillock the Wizard.
Let's open the inlay and have a look at the manual. Here we go, 3 pages long.
Doing the biz with Diz.
Diz has been visited his local friendly wizard, Pillock. Now, Pillock, who may be a dab hand in the waving knob wands area, is not much cop at the filing things away neatly department. And so, let's have a quick look at the rest of the controls, which is the usual ZX and space arrangement. This game is quite rare, so if you do find a copy on eBay, you could let Gary know, because he's after this to complete his collection. And that, my friends, is Scott Check Dizzy for the ZX Spectrum. Okay, bye!
That is tremendous. I'm a wizard, Harry, says Pillock. Thank you, Chrissy. I loved that, but I suspect Pillock loved that even more. So let's put your show and tell away safely for tomorrow. There we go. Okay, Arcade Ages is up next. Let's close all of these. Best day ever, says Pillock. Oh, yeah, right, we know what this game is. Here we go.
Hello, Cave Dwellers. Hello, Neil. And a happy Victoria Day weekend to everyone in the realm. I know I'm having a great time playing Shinobi. And of course, Shinobi came out in 1987 during the height of the ninja craze that swept the world. And, you know, being such an old game, it's pretty simple to play. You've just got attack, jump, and your ninjutsu. But that's all we really needed back then to take out the evil Neo-Zed international terrorist group. And I'm just going to swing over here to the Master System version. And I've paused it on the screen that shows Marilyn Monroe, which is kind of something that blew our minds back in the day to see this little graphic, which probably today is smaller than a website favicon. And yeah, I've got that running on my Genesis. I pushed a little button on my EverDrive X7 to pause it there just so I could get that screen. And now the ninja, Joe Musashi, is wearing a white outfit. And that's because M2 has kind of given us a couple of extra features that I really won't go into here. But I just wanted to show off, they've changed it, of course, to the wolf from Altered Beast. So now here we are on the PC Engine version of Shinobi, which is a great version of the game, although it's missing a few things like up-close melee attacks and even a level. But yeah, again, we're taking a look at Marilyn Monroe. And here you can see she's much bigger than on the Master System, which is to be expected because obviously the PC Engine is a little bit more powerful. And,
nice joystick.
Okay, now we're going to switch over here to the arcade cabinet with the real version of Shinobi on there. This is actually running on a real Sega System 16 arcade PCB, so we're able to take a look at the actual version of Marilyn Monroe here. And as you can see, she looks just great, proper and correct. The Marilyn that I remember. So we're just going to switch back to see any little differences that we have here across all the systems.
Screenshots may vary.
She looks great. She looks great. You know, let's just say, guys, whether you're 8-bit or 16-bit or even arcade power, Marilyn, you look tip-top. Except when you're
except
a wolf. Maybe that was a little side effect from, I don't know, the booze. So let's take a look at the actual Shinobi PCB here just very quickly, and I'll show you how I got that screen to pause there. So most arcade games, well, in fact, all arcade games, you can't pause them, but it's a little known fact that the Motorola 68000 CPU has a halt feature where you can actually halt execution. So I just wired up a quick button to that and pressed it there, and that's how I basically got the screen to pause. So great. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend, and Neil, Really love this kind of stuff you're putting on. Great show, man. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a cool little hack. I think I need a pause button on my Amigas. Wire it up. I know most games have a pause, but you know. A hardware pause on a big red button that you can just smash. Okay. Arcade Ages, thank you very much. Where are we going next then? I can't remember if we had Phil's choice yesterday. But if we didn't, I'll just tell you what it was again quickly, because it was another Settlers. I think that's 3 or 4 people chose Settlers now. My game is Settlers. It was the first game I ever played. I found it very hard back then, and I still do now, but I will always have a soft spot for this game. I love it. It's the game that got me into games. The music still sends me back to that first play. Thanks, Phil. Wow, it's the game that got me into games. Does anyone else have a game like that? A game that got you into games? Can you remember what it was? I don't think I can remember there being a standout game that actually got me into games. Just kind of happened. It was probably just hearing and seeing arcades and wanting to go in. Thank you, Phil. Here is Jack. And he's chosen an S game, and I think we all know what it is. We've even got the right music playing, haven't we? Let's have a look.
Hi, Chrissy here. Hello Cave Dwellers. Today for my S game I've got Street Fighter 3 Second Impact. This is my favourite Street Fighter game in the series. And currently this is running on MAME.
Oh, I see the tape.
You might see in the track screens some of the characters do glitch. It does run fine in Final Burn, but I haven't quite got the resolution working on that. So, what do I like about this game? I love the track screen. I love the soundtrack. The stereo is amazing. It sounds really good when you're playing. The controls are lovely. It's lovely and colourful. There's no annoying elephants in the background like there is on Street Fighter 2. It's a nice sort of more modern take, an addition to the series. So I'll show you some gameplay, and we'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Jack. It's all the same game, says Velociraptor.
Not too bad.
Oh, he's just showing
I
off
haven't
now.
won the thing yet, but...
Show me what those dip switches are set to.
Street Fighter was never really a game I got into, because I couldn't play it. I just didn't understand quite so much the timing of it. I just assumed that it was too hard and I brushed it off, but somewhat I've come to enjoy.
Sorcery, that's a good shout, Daz. Jack, keep practicing. Like Andre the Giant there, just pile driving you. Though his name's Hugo, apparently.
Oh no. Well, thanks for watching. Back to the studio, Neil.
That was a real sad. Thanks for watching. I've just been beaten. See you later. Thank you, Jack. Lovely looking arcade cabinet. I'm assuming these are the speakers here, so you get a real kind of sense of stereo sound when your head is between them. See, lots of 6 buttons. Looks ripe for a conversion. He's an Andre rip-off from Final Fight, or an Andore. I've got a link here from Jack for YouTube, so let me just see what that is. Maybe he has a channel. He does, and it's quite magically called What Crap Have You Bought Now? So I'll post a link in the chat. There you go, there's a link to Jack's channel. It's called What Crap Have You Bought Now? Including sound. Final Fight has the same universe, okay. We're really motoring through them now. We've got another 15 minutes today. Oh, I see what you've done here. This is Olaf. S is for Sid Meier's Pirates. It's in the title, right? This is my choice of S game. I used to think it belonged in P, but was sternly told it's Sid Meier's Pirates, no matter what it says on the tin. This is the UK version. The American version has the big name on the box. I'm seeing that the stream may have gone. No, it seems okay. Okay. It's a great game. Played it probably far too much. Later I had it appropriately I had an appropriately sourced copy of it for my Amiga. That version gave me an affection for the music of Handel and Bach, which made me even more geekier in the eyes of my classmates. The manual is 88 pages long. The map is so worn out, I have some plastic backing. I've been told that there exist later versions of the game. This I chose not to believe. I don't know how to end this, so I just will. Olaf. Yeah, I love this game. I played it mostly on the Amiga. That's when I got into it. This is a Commodore 64 version you've got now. I seem to remember you would marry the mayor's daughter in every port, wouldn't you? Don't know how many wives I had at one point. And the swashbuckling. Arr. Next up, we've got Retrotech Ralph. What's he got for us today? He's got a Derek Vindas. There he is. He's looking at his calendar.
Oh, hello Neil. Hello Cave Dwellers. How are you all today? Ralph here. Just put this out of the way a second. S got a lot of wonderful things, haven't we, for S? I could have gone for Sega. I could have gone for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Wanted to you think it's SCART cable, do you?
For either Space Invaders, but I never actually had this game as a child. I always wanted this game as a child. But I did have this one, Smurf.
Ooh.
But I thought it wasn't right to do an S on a game, especially when I'm a big...
Oh, well, okay. Make your mind up,
a big Atari fan.
Where are we going?
So, I do. Here is my 1040 STF. Now, the STF is made with floppy drive and no modulator, which would have been the STFM. However, this one, for some reason, has got the modulator on the back, which is quite weird. I've upgraded this already to have the GoPro inside. I even put side-mounted joystick ports, which are either a good or a bad thing. I'm not quite sure just yet, but this isn't my original, but this got me through a lot of nights playing games, learning how to do lots of stuff. Microprose Grand Prix, Microprose Golf, absolutely love playing those on here. I mean, with this one being the F, I found a bargain not too long ago. I think it was about £40 or something. And this is how it came. I haven't done anything with it. It just has to say 520 STE, and it is a full STE, proper, original, clean out, absolutely amazing STE.
The GoPro is for video
one meg
version.
It's 1040. So absolutely love the ST. Yes, I've only got into the Amiga scene last year with my first one, where I got it from a car boot sale, and I really like using it, playing it, but this was my choice. There was a guy I used to know who knew certain people or subscribed to certain whatevers, and they would all send discs around and copy discs and whatever else. I was never part of that scene, but would borrow a disc off him occasionally and play a few games. But yeah, an absolutely wonderful machine these are. I really did love playing these back in the day. But to have two, I don't know what to do with two. So yeah, but I'm glad I have got the STE, even though that's my gaming one. The STF.
Yeah, you haven't got two, Ralph. You've got one of each.
So yes, very nice cup. Ooh, pretty. So with that in mind, thank you very much, and back to the studio.
Thank you. Yes, you definitely need to keep both, Ralph. One of each. One of each. Don't be parting with them. Really nice looking examples. I must get some Atari STs on the channel soon. I don't know how much they go for. I'm guessing it's similar sort of price to an Amiga 500, are they? Thereabouts. Tim P. Oh, Tim, again, if you sent me some text, I'm sorry, I haven't copied it. I've just downloaded the images. Such was the number of emails I had yesterday, so I may have missed some things. But we've got Douglas Adams' Starship Titanic, which is a tremendous game, with the input of a tremendous man. Sorely missed. At the moment, I'm working. Well, I finished watching the Dirk Gently series, and I'm reading the books. Douglas Adams, Dirk Gently. £10, maybe £5, says Richard. And he's also sent in Star Trek Starfleet Academy. It's a nice little keyboard layout to prop up in front of your keyboard with all the keys. Like that. And he sent in... Oh, there's another picture of Starship Titanic. I feel like I've downloaded the thumbnails. I'm sure you sent better quality images. I've failed a bit on this one, but it's still a great choice of game and nicely measured out there. Hadouken! Oh, Pete, if you've got one you want to sell, I would be happy to help you out, make some space in your cave. God, these streams aren't supposed to cost me money. We've got Sheepy-Tina has sent me some text and some pictures. Here we go. In fact, Sheepy-Tina emailed me and then said hello again and emailed me with some more stuff. So which one am I starting with? It is this one. Here we go. For the letter S, I've sent in 2 Sega PC games, Sega Rally Championship and Sonic R. These originally came out on the PC in the 90s, but what you see here is the Australian ValueSoft budget releases that came out during the 2000s. So these are the ones you would have found in the supermarket next to the tins of baked beans. Just hung anywhere, with the object hunting games, detective hunting object games. Yeah, you know, that is a genre. Other countries such as the UK received similar releases but under a different label. They've been updated for Windows XP machines but don't really work on anything newer than that. I found them back when I used to regularly hit up thrift shops in search of bargains. It's what Tina would say on a Saturday morning. Hey guys, do you want to hit up some thrift shops? They're pretty bare bones releases, but I'm still glad to have them. I distinctly remember seeing this version of Sonic R in shops back in the day and wondering what the heck it was. I even ripped the CD music from Sega Rally and listened to it every now and then. Thank you and hope to catch you on the stream. Next email. Hello again. I've decided to put together every single Sonic game Dana and I own in one photo. There you go. All of the Sonic games from Tina and Dana's collection. Oh, that's very, very kind of you, Pete. Hit me up on Twitter or Facebook or whatever your preference is. Thank you, sir. Look at all the Sonics. Mario. It was weird when Mario and Sonic started appearing on the same games, wasn't it? That's not even counting that we basically have every Sonic game on Steam too, and digital copies of some of the console games. There's some logic to how I've sorted these, but don't ask me what it is. Oh, and the VHS tape is actually quite rare nowadays. Where's the VHS tape? Oh, no, that's Switch. Can anyone see the VHS tape? Am I being blind? Anyone? See, now we're playing a Hunt the Object game. She's got us. Ah, there it is. I see it. I see it. Sonic the movie. Escape your knuckles. No, scrape your knuckles. Catch your tail. I think that's what it says. Got it. I got it, guys. I got it. Thank you, Tina. And there's the back of Sonic R. What does the R stand for? Racing, rapid, running, rush? Or for those who can't handle the pace, retire. Alright. No ageism, please. And then we're going to end with a Dreamcast. And I don't have a name attached to this video, so I really hope that the person who submitted this introduces themselves. Let's see.
So hello Neil and all of you cave dwellers out here. This is Taylor from the Pints and Amiga crew, and today I'm going to do a little bit of show and tell, and we have some R-related video games to show off as well. So first up here is our beloved little Dreamcast, and you can probably already tell in the back some things are different, but let's start right here at the front since it's easier. We do have a region-free BIOS switch here to switch between the Dream Shell BIOS.
You'll remember when they gave us the tour of the Pints and Amiga studio, they had this set up. Such an impressive
and
room.
The regular onboard BIOS. It has a BIOS stack inside of there that was done. And then on the back, as you can see here, we have a little board there. That is the Dream IDE board. And it allows for IDE interfacing for here to hook up hard drives and things. Well, as you can see, we've also done the CF adapter, and then we've adapted the CF to SD card as well.
It's like a Russian doll.
A nice fat SD card in there, nice and big, 256. This will fit basically almost the entire library. Not to say that we have that much on there, but we don't have to worry about space. And it's just a regular IDE female to CF adapter.
Hello, Fusion Retro
There's
Magazine.
A power lead that comes off the Dream IDE, and it comes up and powers it. I think it's 5 volt. And that's, I would take it apart and show you, but these systems are a little bit of a pain to take apart, and I just didn't want to go through that hassle. So, and then of course since we have the IDE on the back, the GDMU is still intact, the GDI is still intact, so we still have a CD-ROM, so we can still play CDs. And yeah, and speaking about CDs, and the only reason why our modem adapter is on there is because the board is kind of shoved up just a tiny bit, and it doesn't fit that well, and we're trying to figure out how to fix that right now. But we've had this mod for quite a while. We used to have a just a regular 3.5-inch hard drive sticking out the back, but as you could probably imagine, that was a little bit of an inconvenience. And then I finally got a CF card adapter that works, because with the new loader software, you have to make sure you have an LB848 compatible drive. So there we go. And like somebody said on one of our Facebook comments, it's like a little high-tech backpack. So there you go. And speaking of discs, first off, for the letter R, one of our recent acquirements is
we've had another person choose
this is a fantastic
great choice
game.
I think it was Retro
always
Box,
loved
really?
playing it back in the day. This is the first time in many years we've had it on disc. This is a PAL release, as you can probably tell. The casing did get a little messed up in shipping, but when I made the eBay order, this was supposed to be 100%, and shipping is notoriously friggin' crap. So there you go. There's the disc.
Exactly how it's meant to open.
Manual, everything, and it's basically brand new. It's basically pretty much mint condition, outside of the case being broken in transit. And this is the first PAL game I've ever had, and of course it works on our modified Dreamcast. So that's game number 1. Game number 2, depending on which
you can
part
take your marketing
of
hat
the
off, Grant.
world you're in, and this
We'll
may
give them
be
a
a
shout-out.
little bit of a stretch, but here in North America, this is known as the Resident Evil Saga, and I think over in Europe as well. And this is one of my favorites, and currently playing and trying to finish now. And this is just the standard Japanese version. The Japanese version, even the standard edition, had a couple of extended cutscenes and things added that the North American and European didn't get. And this is of course loose disc. I got this at a convention
Like the artwork on that
last
disc.
year. So, and now it's in this nice little double case for it. But then I've also got this, which is kind of the definitive edition. This is the Kanbansan. I can't say it correctly.
Perfect
but this is
Japanese.
basically has
Based on my
everything
experience.
from Resident Evil Code Veronica X from the PlayStation, all the extended cutscenes, even more so than this one. A couple of extra items and things in there. And of course it is in the Japanese packaging, and I love the Japanese packaging for Dreamcast games, and at this time, because you got so much stuff. And look at the discs. Oh man, the artwork on these versions of this game are so awesome. Like, they look so much better than the North American, but you get all of these little things and stickers and like end caps, I guess you could say, to put down here or on the sides. All of these like reward stuff, and then the manual. The manual is just massive for a Dreamcast manual. I mean, I think it's in the neighborhood of 20 something pages. 27 and 29 pages.
Oh,
so it's a pretty big
pages.
manual. It's all in Japanese, so of course. And I will say, playing this on the Japanese version on the Dreamcast and playing through this, and I'm almost done completing the Claire campaign. So
I take it there's a full
let's
English
flip it over
translation when
and
you
check
play
out
the
how
game,
it
then.
is.
Is that right?
And there you go. And then there's the disc 2, which is a completely different color. So it's like this off teal green type color. And then that awesome dark red color of this one.
Dana likes the blue
so good.
PAL
That disc
Dream
keeps
case,
falling out.
cast
I don't
cases
like that.
more. It's a tough call, isn't it? It's a tough call.
And that whole nice, and they're all matte.
These ones look more robust, although
there you go. I know the second one
a
little bit of a
game,
stretch, but it is technically an R game, depending on where you live in the world. But these are kind of the definitive two. Well, this one's just
it's not
North American with a little extra on it.
Blimey.
This is the definitive version of the game for the Dreamcast, and probably on any other system too. So that's it for today. I hope you liked our little show and tell on Cave Dwellers, and I will see y'all on the next letter. Okay, bye.
Thank you very much. That was a very fun show and tell. I didn't know if your modded Dreamcast has some kind of dashboard or something by which you can choose the game. It must have something. I guess I'll have to catch one of your streams to see that. But yeah, Pints and Amiga, they gave us a great tour. They're doing some great charity work at the moment to raise money for the NHS, despite being US based. They want to help us out over here. So here is a link in the chat to their channel. If you're not already subscribed, go and give them a sub. And yeah, just keep an eye on them because they make some great content. Lots of Amiga content as well as the odd Dreamcast session. So there we go. There was some interesting chat going on about mods there just before we end the stream. You know, do you mod things? Do you not mod things? I think something people often forget is modern is not just a modern day thing. We did mod stuff back in the day. You know, we did drill holes in dials in the top of Amigas and Atari STs. So is it a bad thing to do a mod that's period authentic? I know that DJ Mark that does his top 10s, 1983. And hopefully we'll get another video from him soon. He's been spraying, well, you've seen his bright yellow VIC-20 and his orange Commodore 64. And I'm not going to spoil the surprise in case he wants to share it with you, but he's done another one and it's just as luminous as the others. Because it was so yellow and he didn't, instead of retro brighting it, it was so far gone, he just sprayed it. I think, personally, what makes you happy? What allows you to get the most joy out of a device is a perfectly valid mod. Now, because of the channel that I do, sometimes I can't adhere to those rules because I know the amount of savagery that I'll get in return. You can't do that to an Amiga 500. So I have to, I find the balance a bit more. But honestly, I would probably mod things. I'd probably go a little bit further with some of my mods. And when I come across a really beaten up example of a system, I will use that as an excuse to do some extreme modding at some point. Yeah, Mark says, I mod stuff that's wrecked, nothing minty or rare. Yeah, I think anyone would look at a mint condition 30-year-old computer and go, do you know what, I'm not going to drill any holes in that. Yeah, Alan, if you own it, mod it at your own discretion. So, the key is enjoyment. Make sure you're enjoying what you do. Anyway, that's been our just over an hour for S's, and we have got through every single S that I've seen. If any more have come in, then we'll have them tomorrow, and tomorrow's letter is T. So please send in your videos to retromancave@gmail.com. T games, show and tells, and room tours. And as we've discovered tonight, a bit more rule bending has gone on with Chrissy and the creation. If you haven't got a game that begins with that letter, create a whole new game that never existed with Dizzy Scotch Egg. Tremendous effort. I hope you're going to send that to Gary to put on his shelf to complete his Codemasters collection now. Dizzy Scotch Egg. Grant sent his S yesterday. Grant, then you will appear in tomorrow's. It will be safely waiting in the inbox. Lovely bit of tea. Wonderful. Have a great evening, everyone. I'm off for a run now that the evening's hopefully got a bit cooler. Failing that, cider. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. He's waving.